No great campaign has ever come from a committee of people in a room brainstorming. That is my idea of hell.
You have to have creativity within the team. How does Campaign Edge foster creativity within your team? How do you ensure that translates into effective campaigns? Do you guys have a client get in a room, get the whiteboard out? How do you, as a team, come up with these ideas? No,
That
no
would be
whiteboards.
the worst way. No great campaign has ever come from a committee of people in a room brainstorming. That is my idea of hell. What we do is we sit with the client and talk about their business and really try to understand their business, and then we write a really tight brief with the client and get them to say, yes, that is what we want to say, and then we take it away and come up with ideas for that. But like in terms of the agencies, you have, like, I hire people, they're called creatives, and they're people who have to have usually done award school. They need to show me that they understand what an idea is, and an idea is kind of the creative hook that holds all your comms together in a kind of a unifying piece. But then we have other people in the agency who are not creative, but they're still creative people, but their job is not to come up with the idea. Their job is to bring it to life. So we've got producers, and that's what they do. Or we call them suits, but account service, who deal with the everyday things with the client, the back and forth and all that kind of thing as well. Different people do different jobs. We do not get everyone in the room to come up with an idea, because honestly, you would end up with a dog's breakfast. And then what we do, the brief is, when we think we've nailed the brief, we'll sit down with the client and say, look, is this exactly right? And if the client says yes, then you come up with usually 3 or 4 different ideas for that brief, and it's dependent on budget as well. Like, it's better when clients give you a budget, because then you write to that budget. But sometimes if they're new clients, they might really know. So what you do is you look, this is this much, this one's this much, this one's this much, and this is the kind of media spend you'd need on there. So that is essentially how it works. And with the creative, we work generally in teams of, like, we will back and forth with each other. The one person will come up with an idea and someone might add to it a little bit. And that.
Talk about getting that to market. Obviously, there's lots of channels now. Do we just go out there and put a wide net?
So you need to be showing people why you add value beyond stuff they can almost do. Long-term relationships with people, as accountants would know or should know, it's far easier to keep customers than get new ones. So it's what you can be doing in terms of your existing customers to increase the amount of business they do with you. So that might be a different kind of marketing than a broader marketing for new customers. You would think, okay, these are the people. How can I talk to them in a way that gets them excited about using more of me? So, and that then goes back to the business model. You'd sit down with an accountant's firm and say, look, what's your client makeup like? How many are retention clients? Are you losing a lot? If so, why? And actually kind of figure out where the problems are before you even start any marketing at all.
I look at some of the older ads that have been around and you think, geez, that's not too different to kind of what we do today. It's just in a different way. Where do you see the future of marketing, branding?
It's exciting. In the old days, yeah, there were some good ads, but there was always some really terrible ads as well. And it didn't matter, because we know that people have to see an ad 6 or 7 times for it to work. And in the old days, if you did a big enough media buy, you kind of had a tracked audience in front of, the TV show or whatever, and they'd see the ad. Even if it was rubbish, it still worked. And the entertainment bar is really high. If you look online, there's a lot of really cool stuff out there. So I'd foresee a future where in a couple of years you could, put in what you want to happen in the ad, and AI just makes it happen. And I think people need to be really conscious of what they're calling progress is actually a whole lot of people's jobs will go. And then we'll be like, oh my God, no one's got any money to spend on anything. I think AI needs to be treated a lot more with a little bit more caution than perhaps it currently is.